Hey Edge Traders, this is Joe Hicken, and I'm super excited to be sharing with you this video about the Trade Manager. This is going to be a tutorial for the Trade Manager tool, and I'll be talking about, first off, the benefits of using the Trade Manager, then also how it works and how exactly to use it. So first things first, the Trade Manager is an EA. However, unlike other EAs, which typically are entering or exiting trades on the user's behalf, the Trade Manager, it works based off of the user's trade entry. So in other words, the trader will enter the trade themselves, place a trade manually, and then they'll set the Trade Manager EA to manage that trade automatically. So basically it's an automated risk management tool, and as such it can be applied to any strategy to help improve the risk management. That's one thing. Most traders focus on having these sniper entries or these perfect entries, and they forget about the risk management piece. And that's so important because these markets, they're unpredictable. No one actually knows for certain where the market's going, and so we really have no control over that. The market's going to do whatever the market does, but as traders, what we do have control over is our risk management. And that's really what sets, at least from what I've seen, the profitable traders apart from the not profitable traders. So it's super, super important. And the whole, it really boils down to cutting losers short and letting your winners ride. And that's what the Trade Manager can help with. The other thing too is psychology. When most problems that traders run into is actually not the entry itself, but it's after clicking either the buy or the sell button. Because what happens is after you've entered the market, that's when the emotions start running. You see your balance start fluctuating, and you either tend to take profits too quickly, or you start moving your stop loss really, really bad as the market moves against you, hoping that it'll come back in your direction. And these things can absolutely sabotage the best strategy in the world, or the most perfect entry can be sabotaged by having improper risk management. So it's supposed again, the Trade Manager will help with risk management. It will help with your psychology, and again, these are two things that are overlooked but probably the most important pieces of becoming a successful trader. And then ultimately, by having better risk management, better psychology, that can lead to better results, which obviously is the ultimate goal. And not only that, but also the Trade Manager can help you save time. Whether you're a new trader or an experienced trader, managing trades is probably the most time-consuming part as well. Besides being so important with the risk management and psychology, it takes a lot of time and mental energy, constantly checking your charts, stressing about your trade, looking at different price levels, when you should take profits and when you should move your stops, and what have you, et cetera, et cetera. That takes a lot of time and mental energy, like I say, and the Trade Manager allows you to basically set a trade and forget it and go on and live your life and know that your trade is being managed perfectly for you, and you don't have to worry about it. So with that being said, those are the benefits. Now, how does the Trade Manager work and how do you use it? So to segue into that, basically what I did was I created a few simple steps that you can follow when using the Trade Manager. And so what I'll do is I'll just go through each one of these steps one by one and demonstrate how it works. And at the end, I'll show you some additional settings as well. Don't want to forget that. So first things first, let's go to step number one. Determine if you're placing a market order or a stop limit order. Okay, so by default, you'll be placing a market order. If you want to switch that to a pending order, then you can just click on that and you can place a stop or limit order. Okay, so we'll just keep that on market. Step number two, choose your lots. Pretty straightforward here. You'll just enter the lots you wanna place. I'm just going to do one standard lot just for demonstration purposes. Number 3, choose your distance from your entry for your take profit 1 and stop loss 1. I'm going to do 10 and 10, again, just for demonstration purposes. Okay, that should be good, I think. And then, let's see, step number 4, click buy or sell to place the trade. So I'll go ahead and do that. Buy, and there we have it. There are our levels. Zoom out a little bit. Bring this down, perfect. Okay, then step number 5, set additional take profit or stop loss targets based on your desired strategy. Okay, to do that, you just simply triple click on your targets. So 1, 2, 3, there's take profit 2, 1, 2, 3, take profit 3, 1, 2, 3, there's take profit 4. Same thing for stop loss. And there you have it. So you can set up to 4 take profit targets and 3 stop loss targets. Now, we're used to seeing, our stop loss and take profit lines appear in our chart and assume that when price reaches those target lines, our trade is going to close. With the trade manager, it's different. You have to set an action for the trade manager to take when it reaches those targets. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen. So make sure you don't forget this step. Step number 6, click show trade settings to set what should happen when each take profit or stop loss target is triggered. Okay, so I'll do that right now. Click show trade settings. Give that a second. There it is. Okay, so here, the trade filter, this is if you're placing multiple trades with the trade manager on multiple charts. So let's say, for example, I had placed a trade on GBP USD. Then I would just come up here to this trade filter and I could select GBP USD, and then that would bring up all the trades I have on that pair. So you can also have multiple trades being managed by the trade manager on the same pair as well. But in this case, I just have placed a trade on Euro USD, so it's the only one on the list, and I only have one trade place on Euro USD, so I'll just select that one here. Okay, so now that I've completed all those previous steps, the last or step number 6 here, I guess we're still on, is just setting what the trade manager should do when it reaches those targets that I've placed on my chart. So here, close percentage, that basically is saying how much of your position you want to close at that target level. So here I'm just going to say close 50% of my position. So basically when price goes up, hits TP1, I'll be left with 0.5 lots. Special action, I'm going to say move my stop loss to break even. So it comes up here to take profit 1, it'll close 0.5 lots or 50% of my position in profit, and then it will move stops to break even, which is basically just eliminating risk at that point. So that I can just let my winners ride, or it'll come back and hit my break-even point, and I will be just left with that 50% profit on my original lot size. Okay, so that's that. Take profit 2, I'll just do the same thing, close 50%. Again, this is just for demonstration. So I'll close another 50% of my remaining position, which was 0.5 lots, right? So and then move stop loss to previous take profit. That's what that means. So here it'll move up to, if price goes up to my take profit 1, it'll close out 50% of my original lots. So I'll close 0.5 lots in profit. It'll move my stops to break even. And then if price continues to move up to take profit 2, then it'll close another 50% of my remaining position. So it'll close 0.25 lots in more of profit, and leaving me with a remainder of 0.25 lots, and it'll move my stop loss to the previous take profit, or right where this TP1 used to be. Okay, and so basically it's able to trail trail price that way. Okay, take profit 3, I'll just do the same thing, and then finally, to close my entire position, I just enter 100% for my close percentage. So it will close 100% of my remaining position, and I will have nothing left on my trade. So that's that for the take profit. Then also for the stop loss, you follow the exact same process. Let's say price, instead of going in my favor, it moves against me. Then what I'll do is I'll just set it to close, let's say 50%. So price moves against me, it closes 50% when it hits stop loss 1. Another thing you can do with these special actions here for stop loss is you can add lots. This is basically dollar cost averaging. So let's say, for example, it'll close 50% when it gets to stop loss 1, and then if it gets all the way to stop loss 2, let's say I want to add maybe 0.5 lots. Well, I can do that. And again, that's dollar cost averaging. Again, these concepts, why you'd want to do this, the benefits, this whole dynamic risk strategy, basically higher advanced risk management strategy. This is all talked about in Edge Trading Academy in that video that Tyler made. It's really well done. It's the dynamic risk video. Highly recommend watching that. That'll talk to you about all the concepts behind what the trade manager can do. This is just me demonstrating how it works and how to use it. So definitely, if you haven't yet, go back, watch that video first, and then you can see how to apply that here with the trade manager. And then finally, just like I did with the take profit, if it gets all the way down to my stop loss 3, I can just set my close percentage to 100, and that will close the 100% of my remaining position at that point. Okay, and then I would just click save. So that's that. And then finally, before I forget, you also have these settings up here. You have your default stop distance. So if you did not set a stop loss take profit distance, by default, you place a trade with the trade manager, it's going to put your take profit 1 and stop loss 1 30 pips apart, and then your TP2 30 pips away from TP1, and then TP3 30 pips away from TP2. Same thing for the stop losses. And then also add to break even pips. This is basically, if you close a trade at break even, you're still going to be paying broker fees, so it's technically a loss. But what you can do is you can add a little bit of a buffer to compensate for spread and broker fees, and that way, if it hits your break even, you can basically actually break even by moving your break even line or target to a little bit beyond where your actual entry price was. So and then suffix, if you're using pairs with suffixes, if that's the right plural, you can just enter that here. So that way, the trade manager can still recognize it. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to our live chat support on our website. And with that, I would say happy trading, and we'll see you in the next video.